going to explain you in few words, as much fewer I can, how you can build up your subject on your space, on your canvas. So the first thing is that you have to focus and understand what you are going to do, what is your subject. And something that I want to make clear from the very first moment that you are going to choose your subject is that we don't paint what we see. We paint what we feel about what we see. So that means that you might make details, you might go abstract, you might be representative, but what you have to do is just to express yourself, okay, and give the feeling of what you see. So the first thing is to understand what we're going to do. You have these little viewfinders I have given you, so you can focus on your subject, and then you have to give some moments to see your blank space, your canvas or your paper if you do watercolors, and to imagine your painting, to imagine it first, and after start making it. This helps a lot to do, first of all, to see the dimension, how big and small are the things. And because, for example, we are in a lovely place, you might be inspired from whatever you see here. We can make the whole garden here, we can paint the sea, the trees, whatever, but we could also go for a flower. Okay, so that means that it's not necessary to put many things in your painting. We can make a leaf, we can make only one plant. It's what you're feeling to do more. So after you understand what you want to do, if you are a beginner, I would suggest don't put many things into your painting. Be simple. Okay, simple is to make one tree, to make one or two flowers. Don't choose a whole area of the garden. It's going to be chaotic for you. Okay. And then what we are going to think is if our canvas is going to be vertical or horizontal. We have to decide if we are going to keep it like this or like that. How is our subject? And after we take this decision, we have to understand who are going to be the protagonists, the main role of our painting. Is it a flower? Is it a tree? Is it a red? Is it a green? What it is. So, for example, if we go just for the watermelon, we could go and make the painting horizontal, okay? And then put the watermelon high because we have a big subject underneath that are all the reflections of the watermelon on the blue table. So it's this is the first thing. So after you decide who are going to be, which is going to be your main subject, doesn't have to be in the center. It can be a little bit more left or a little bit more right. Don't put it too right, don't put it too left, because it will give the feeling that it will go out of your space. Or don't put it very high or very low, because it's going to be, it will give the feeling that it will fly outside from your canvas or it will sink. So, first of all, give this. If you decide to do the sea as a background, it's very important to decide where the line of the horizon will be. Avoid to put the line of the horizon in the middle of your painting. Put it either higher or lower. And also, if you have a level, let's say you decide to make the table and you have the level of the table, avoid to make the table parallel to the lines of your canvas. Give a small declining line like this to give it. All these rules, especially this, they are very good tips how to start your painting. So we have the subject, we have the vision of the subject, we have how we're going to place our canvas and how we're going to put on the subject. So we can go on with a small drawing with a pencil, or if you want, you can go with a transparent color directly with your brush, okay, and put the first drawing, make the first drawing, make the sentiment. Don't go for a big detail, okay, while you are drawing, because if you draw with a pencil, you will draw with something that ends in a point, and you are going to make other things, other details. If you go with a brush, the brush is bigger, so it paints other things. So don't be very detailed in the drawing, just an idea of how things are going to be on your canvas. And then we have to start with the color, okay? I won't go very much detailed about the color today. I will give you more tips about the color tomorrow. So I will say that when you start the color, just go for the bigger contrast of the hue. For example, the red and the green and the orange. If you make flowers, if you paint flowers, go for the first contrast. Now let's see how we can achieve a composition that will be interesting to us. You have to translate the things that you are going to make in shapes and lines. You have to forget for a while the information you have about the object that you see. For example, a flower. What is a flower? It's a round thing that is a flower, and then is the branch of the flower. How do you say
stem?
Yeah. So actually, we're talking about a line and a circle. This is what you have to look for. You don't have to say and think about this is a flower. You have to think as a shape and a line, because what are the visual elements? The visual elements are the dots, the lines. Two dots give us a line, then we have a shape, and then we have the volume, that is the dark and bright. Then we have the hues, the warm and the cold. These are the elements, okay, of the visual elements. But to make our composition interesting is we have to put different elements, a variety. Let's say flowers or a tree that could be linear, and then the sea or an area of ground that is going to be the horizontal. So we have vertical and horizontal lines. This gives a variety. Then we have a small flower and a bigger flower. That means a small and a bigger shape. A thicker, how you said?
Stem?
Yes, and a wider. We have, let's say, this tree that goes up like that, a little bit linear, and then goes a little bit like this, and a little bit like that. This is a variety, okay? And then we have small leaves that could be brush strokes. Then we can change our brush and go to a bigger brush and have bigger leaves with bigger brush strokes. So this is going to give you a variety. So we have the variety of the colors, warm and cold colors. We have the variety of the shapes. That means linear, thin, round, oval, square, vertical, horizontal. So translate everything you see. Make this question to yourself. Oh, I'm painting a flower. Okay, now I'm an alien, just landed on Earth. I don't understand anything about this information. I know only shapes. So translate this in a shape. Oh, I have a curvy line, and then I have a straight line, and then I have a wavy line. So translate everything in a line and to a shape. I see a flower like that, or I see a flower like this, or I see a flower just like a line, because I don't see it from above, and just a line. This is going to give you the variety. Okay, so And try to have spaces that might be noisy and spaces that might be calm with less details. Don't make everything too noisy. Okay, and then this variety will give you the ability to make something interesting, to have opposite things, like something standing, something lying, something curvy, something wavy, even like this, if you have a lot of different shapes of leaves with angles. And also, one main thing that is very important for your composition here is the light. Except of the shapes that we translate everything as a shape or a line, or as I told you, as a visual element. The other thing that you have to keep in mind that we don't only paint what we feel about we see, but we also paint the light. We paint what is dark and what is bright. This is the most important thing. We can see an object because of the light. If the light goes away, the object will vanish. We can see things because we have the light that is on them. So we paint the light. For example, we don't see, if you see this chair over here, half of it is an extreme orange yellow, okay, and the other one is a brownish red when it's on the shadow. So what is interesting about painting this chair is these different colors. So create different colors in order to give the contrast of the light. So this is for the beginning. Thank you for listening to me. So I hope I have helped you with all this information, and you're welcome to come in and choose your material. Okay, thank you. Do you have something to add?
I guess.
Yes. Yes. Sorry, I didn't.
Go ahead.
Come
No,
on, Linda.
not right now, but maybe in 10 minutes.
Of course. I am here to help you.
Okay.
You can think about your composition, start to put some lines, and I will make a quick pass from everybody and tell him about, my idea and discuss with him his feelings. We are painting our feelings, don't forget that. Okay, discuss about your feelings about the painting.
Mine's a fairly basic question, but it's, we're talking about looking through a viewfinder or finding something. Can we do a compilation of things if we feel
Of
that-
course,
yeah.
nobody will ask you if
Yeah.
this pilar was there
Yeah.
or if
Okay,
this tree
right.
was there, and if there were 1, 2, 3, 4 lotus
Yeah,
trees, or if it was a pomegranate tree
Yeah,
there.
yeah, okay,
You
fine.
just have to think
Put it
your
together.
composition. We are doing what our soul needs and what our canvas needs.
Okay.
Okay? So you might paint something and go and say, oh, I love the hollyhocks. So I would love to put a hollyhock in my painting. Or I love a sunflower. So let's move my painting and I change even position and go somewhere else. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.